रेकी वन नाबू हमारा नाम है विनोद लाल फैंटम रेडियो फीजी 2 हम लोग बहुत लाइक करता हुआ ये सुनता है
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
Yana Vinaka and good morning Fiji. In this bulletin, debate in Parliament takes racial twist. Women lauded for leading from the front. And tourism promotion helps hoteliers.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Sadelpa MP Anare Chale yesterday launched a racial attack on Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum, saying the government MP is not wanted by the Ithauke community in the country. Chale's outburst raised eyebrows as he says the Prime Minister and the other Ithauke ministers in government were not of concern, but only Said Qayyum. He went on to say that Said Qayyum was being touted as the one responsible for the demise of the Ithauke affairs. Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama says the statements were an insult to the Ithauke parliamentarians, branding it as sheer racism. Lena Rees has more.
In a debate which was about immigration matters, Anare Chale took a different path with this scathing attack.
And they blame the Attorney General for all the ills, for all the problems that Fijians are facing, the Ithauke are facing at the moment. So I would like to raise that so that he knows. They don't point a finger at the Prime Minister. They point a finger at him.
Something which did not go down well with Said Qayyum, who is taken back by this accusation.
We can have a discussion outside. I thought you were quite a reasonable person, but maybe you need to be educated a bit more about the 2013 Constitution and tell you about the rights that have been protected. And if people are going to make racial overtones and give it a racial tinge in terms of the policies we are implementing, then obviously it is your duty as a member of this parliament to put them on the right path and tell them the truth, not actually feed into the flames.
Outside Parliament, when approached by FBC News, Chale maintained what he had uttered minutes earlier.
They come up and say, pointing to someone who they feel that the cause of all the problem.
And who is that?
And I said in Parliament, so what else? I said it was the Attorney General.
And asked if he had proof of this, Chale's response was,
No, they don't have proof, but they say from their own assessment of things, these were what they assess things to be. And they come up and say, pointing to someone.
Said Qayyum says the support from the Fijians spoke volumes and not what Chale had said.
There are many equally, or if not more people, who are very satisfied with what the government is doing. Unfortunately, it chose to racialize it, to ethnify the whole matter, and also to bring it to a particular level of division on that basis, and not talk about the subject matter. There's no proof whatsoever. There could be one or two people. There's no doubt, of course. I mean, there's no doubt. There's one or two people there, but I can tell there's numerous and thousands of people who actually agree with what we are doing.
Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama says he expected better from a person of Chale's caliber.
Out of the group on the other side, I thought he would be one of the sensible ones, but obviously not. He not only insulted the Attorney General, but insulted everybody on this side of the House. I think his comment was very unparliamentary.
Other government MPs are expected to comment on the matter soon. Lena Rees, FBC News.
The Love Our Locals campaign is proving successful for participating businesses and locals, with hotel occupancy rates averaging at 55%. Minister for Tourism Faiz Koya says this does not include the increase in local meetings and conferences at hotels and resorts. He says Fijians who are taking advantage of the campaign spend an average of 2.3 nights in the participating hotels.
Close to 100 tourism operators around Fiji have actually joined the campaign, with a number of tourism-related businesses such as tour and entertainment and activity providers also taking advantage of the actual initiative.
The president of Women in Business believes that when women lead, they raise their families and communities up with them. Dr. Nurbano Ali says out of all the applications received for the concessional loans for micro, small and medium enterprises, 43% of the applicants were women. Dr. Ali says this indicates that women have been empowered as business leaders and are inspiring other prospective entrepreneurs. She adds the Business Assistance Fiji panel members are working around the clock to process all the COVID-19 concessional loan applications.
Women in Business believes that if women are entrepreneurs, the proceeds and the benefits go directly to the family. Women have family first approach. So if the more of them in business, the better the livelihoods become.
Fiji's COVID-19 contained status and preventative measures in place has been recognized by an international survey that rated us as the safest place to travel for holiday in 2021. While referring to the survey conducted by Tourlane, the Minister for Economy says Fiji should capitalize on this. Koroi Tandalala has more.
The survey looked at key indicators such as COVID-19 cases and effective health regulations that are implemented.
It lists about 15 places in the world where it's safe to travel to, given COVID-19. Fiji, actually, I'm glad to say, under this particular survey, is saying it's number one. Now, we need to capitalize on this. It's great if we can stand up and say, all of you can say, we can all say, that look guys, we've got a 40% download. It's safe, come to Fiji.
Minister for Lands and Mineral Resources Troniu Samate says Fiji is able to achieve this feat through the hard work put in by relevant authorities.
Thanks to the Ministry of Health, the security forces, the RFMF, everybody that's been involved. Assessment done by, I think, a group of company called Tourlane, where they're assessing what are the countries that people should travel to given this COVID-19. Fiji was rated number one. Fiji was rated number one. That is a reflection of the tightness of the systems that we put in.
Fiji is the only Pacific island country on the list among 14 others from the world over. Koroi Tandalala, FBC News.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Colonial War Memorial Hospital in Suva has been facing a backlog of patients waiting to undergo heart-related procedures. One procedure in particular is stenting, which has only been conducted by visiting medical teams over the years. Local cardiologists have now started performing stenting in an effort to decrease the hospital's waiting list, but most importantly, save Fijian lives. Intervention cardiologist Dr. Bharat Bali says COVID-19 has impacted the health of many Fijians.
There is a long list of patients waiting. I don't have the exact numbers, but around maybe for stenting we have 50 plus numbers, and for diagnostic angiogram we have a waiting list of more than 200 patients.
Individuals and organizations who wish to live stream sporting events in Fiji for commercial gain will now need to apply for a license. This after the Television Amendment Act 2020 was passed in Parliament. The bill states in granting a license, the minister may require the licensee to pay a premium for the issue of the license or such annual fee, rent or royalty as the minister may determine. It also states that any person who contravenes subsection 1 of the bill is guilty of an offence and on conviction is liable to a fine not exceeding $100,000 or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years or to both.
This will protect sporting organizations. It will not undervalue the events over which they have copyright laws or copyright rights and also proprietary rights in terms of the viewing.
Up ahead, Kunatani still in Fiji after issues with transit flight. And pools drawn for 44th Mara Sevens.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Flying Fijians flanker Semi Kunatani could not leave the country yesterday to join his French club due to issues with his connecting flight. FBC Sports has been reliably informed the 29-year-old was one of a number of passengers offloaded from an Air New Zealand flight out of Nandi International Airport. His connecting flight had issues from New Zealand to Hong Kong. Kunatani has been in the country since March. His family and close friends were also at the airport yesterday morning to see off the Olympic gold medalist. 12 pools of 4 teams have been drawn for the upcoming 44th Fiji Bitter Mara Sevens tournament. Defending champions Police Blue has been drawn in a tough pool with the Mizuno Babas, a team comprising of some of the national Sevens players, along with the Navia Via Gladiators, Vanor Levu and ZNS Barbecue Yamadia. Morris Rugby President Lawrence Tikaram says the tournament promises high-quality grassroots rugby.
As you can see, there's a high-quality caliber of teams that will be participating in the 44th Fiji Bidamara Sevens, and we look forward to some great champagne rugby.
The Fiji Football Association's age-specific development program has been quite a hit. National football captain Krishna is part of this program, which started with a massive response at the Fiji FA Academy in Ba on Tuesday. This is a pilot program which will be held in Ba and at the Suva Academy every Tuesday and Thursday, targeting 6 to 14-year-olds.
It's very good. I think this is what we need, and I think Fiji football is doing a great job. And especially using the local coaches, and especially trying to with the grassroots. And I was very surprised with the young kids today, and the way they wanted to learn. So hopefully this can continue, and a lot of kids can join in, and yeah, there'll be a better players in Fiji in future.
Quick look at the weather map for today. It is Friday, the 4th of September. Finally, the start to the long weekend. A weak trough of low pressure with associated cloud and showers remains slow moving in the vicinity of the group. It is expected to affect the northern parts of Vanua level, the eastern parts and interior of the country till later today. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Nathan go merere te lawa, go ngai tavua, ando talita kana vararonga na Radio Fiji 1 nando mai viti.
Radio Fiji 1 nando mai viti.